Live from Hollywood, he's watching Black Panther with Stevie Wonder this weekend. Your host of Secret Black People Meeting, Niles Abston!
Oh, thank you. Oh, man. Are you guys as excited about Black Panther as I am? I'm so excited, man. I think it's going to be a wonderful movie. It's a lot of representation, just with men and women that are of African descent. I'm excited. It basically is showing what Africa would look like if white people just minded their own business. It's a great movie, man. But what I'm hearing is there's a petition going around where they're demanding that Marvel will give 25% of the profits from Black Panther to black communities. That's crazy talk. It's not gonna happen. Everybody knows Kevin Hart's the only nigga that can get 25% of a movie. Come on, guys. BBC presenter Jeremy Vine was caught saying in an interview that Black Panther is overwhelmingly black. He was saying that as a good thing, but I'm like, come on, bro. He's a British dude. He says it was overwhelmingly black. Nobody said that Age of Ultron was overwhelmingly white because you could already tell by the name of the title. It's been a crazy week for me. I got pulled over by the cops with two other black comedians on the way to one of our shows this past Thursday at the Comedy Store. Turns out the cops celebrate Black History Month too, guys. They do. They play games. They do all kinds of things. Their favorite game right now is how quick can we make our February quota? And I think it's going pretty well. Thankfully, I was not a part of it. White people complain about Black History Month every year, about why they don't have their own month. You guys do have your own month, and you're honored every couple of years. It's going on right now. It's called the Winter Olympics. Don't see none of this there. Doritos apparently came out with a lady-friendly chip, one that will accommodate women for their jaw strength. I talked to Charlie Sheen at a party. He was really confused because he don't know any women that don't have strong jaws. Hope you guys checked your emails this week because you might have been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs literally flipped their whole entire team. I think LeBron James was behind it. I'm just so amazed. I haven't seen a trade this crazy since Will Smith flipped dark-skinned Envy for light-skinned Envy. Or when Sammy Sosa decided he wanted a better credit score. Sammy Sosa, I don't know. But right now, we're going to flip it to our correspondent, Chelse Greaux, so she can show us how to grow up.
Thank you, Niles. It's time for another segment of Grow Up. All right. This one is for white people and black people. So I talk about relationships on here, so we're just gonna get right into it. White people, please stop being rude to black people only when we're on the clock. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, the second black people clock in, all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, now I can be nasty. Like, I work in restaurants, so I deal with a lot of pretentious white customers, and I don't know what it is. I clock in, and all of a sudden they're like, excuse me, a Negro girl, where's my cocktail? Like, chop chop, mama, chop chop, you know? Like, and I was like, the second I get off the clock, they part like the Red Sea. Oh my gosh, I love your hair. It's so nice. Oh my gosh, I love your energy. Yes, I love your skin. And I'm like, where was this when I was bringing you your hors d'oeuvres, girl? Now all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I love your Afrocentricities. They're so awesome. Like, no, girl, grow up, okay? Stop coming at me sideways just because I brought you a Mai Tai, okay? And who's ordering a Mai Tai over 35 anyway? That sugary ass drink. Girl, what's wrong with you? White people grow up, okay? Just stop. Just please. And also, stop copying us and then acting shocked when we say something about it. Like, Kim K with the cornrows. Boo-boo, you didn't invent that hairstyle, okay? Stop. So white people are like, oh my gosh, yeah, Kim K, she really invented those box braids. Like, she's killing it right now. No, girl. You jacked us, okay? You jacked us. Because I went to work with cornrows 5 years ago, and they were like, Chelsea, that's a little ghetto. It's a little intense. It's a little too much. No, white people grow up, stop jacking our hairstyles, and stop being rude when we clock in. Thank you. All right, that was for white people. Now, black people. Stop pretending that you don't like white stuff, okay? Like, I know we black, and I know that we gotta be all woke and put our fist up and be all militant, but don't act like you don't like Linkin Park or Steve Martin, you know? Like all of a sudden, oh, I'm black, so I'm gonna into black stuff and black this and black that. You know that you wanna go home and listen to some classical music. You know you put Vivaldi on at night. Stop it. Just I don't know, I just feel like white people, black people, I get that we wanna be so separate. We wanna be like, no, black power, but Just be honest, okay? And stop acting like you don't want to do stuff like the white people do, like invest in stocks or get a bank account. Like, I'm not going to get a bank account. That's white stuff. Yeah, and the white man has money. Think about it, okay? Stop acting rude to your white friends, because listen, you can't have white friends and be black. Every white person's not evil. 95%. But the 5% that are cool, we got one of them here, Abbenante. He's a white. He be here and he's cool. You just gotta find the white people that ain't rude and let them give you advice, okay? White people told me to stop drinking tap water. I was like, oh, great. Anything white people eat, I'm like, oh, you eat organic? I'm gonna eat organic, because clearly that's why y'all live forever, that plus the evilness. But not all white people. Once again, just be open, black people. Grow up and stop just pretending you don't like white stuff, and stop acting like all white people are evil, because, one in every 1,800 is cool. I promise. One in every 1,800 is straight. All right, this has been another edition of Grow Up, and I'll toss it back to Niles.
Thanks, Chelse. I really appreciate it. Now I can get off my chest that I think The Office is the greatest comedy ever created. Yes, black people, it's better than Martin. At me, fight me. I do not care. It's better than Martin. White people are dope. Just admit it. They're really good at stuff. They gave us Kombucha. The white dude that played Indiana Jones, what's his name? Harrison Ford. He's amazing. He was Indiana Jones and Han Solo. That's amazing. White people are pretty cool. White people are so cool that they got away with slavery, and we just okay with that. That's how cool they are. Black people, what have we gotten away with lately? OJ's the only one. That's all I'm saying. But let's talk about Omarosa. She's on Celebrity Big Brother. She's in the house, guys. A lot of people are making a big deal about this. They're like, oh, it's going to be really embarrassing for her. All these other celebrities that hate Trump. She's going to get asked really uncomfortable situations. Guys, she's in that house for a reason. This is not Omarosa's first rodeo. She loves being a house nigga. Another Trump staffer is in the news, Rob Porter, because of his recent domestic violence that was out. A lot of people are saying that the Trump administration knew about his alleged domestic violence for years, but still hired him. I mean, think about it. Trump really needed to beat Bill Clinton's wife, Hillary Clinton, and he asked Rob Porter if he could help him, and he said, duh, bro, I'm a wife beater. Trump was even asked in an interview later and said, Rob Porter is a good man with a bright future. In what? Boxing? Like, come on. Maybe Trump was just trying to add diversity to the office with all the black guys that Rob Porter was bringing in. I don't know. I'm not the one to ask on that. Trump apparently wants a huge, grand military parade. Hopefully it's as long as the lines that military people are in to get the health care that you keep taking away from them. The budget for the military is huge, but it's not represented in the health care and other things that are given to them. Because a lot of black and brown people are poor that are in the military. We have those that are homeless, we have those that are still injured, and those that need mental health care. When it comes to giving our military health care, it's don't ask, don't tell. And that's not right. If we're going to pay to send them over to war and have them do these heinous things and experience all these crazy things, we need to take care of them when they come back. Respect our troops, man. And vote for people that are going to do things for our troops that are actually going to help them in the long run. I'm tired of seeing homeless veterans asking for money and people who can't get their checkups at the VA because the paperwork's not right. We need to do better, America, by our troops. And I don't mean the portrayals that the NFL does with these big, grand events and these kind of things. I mean stuff that's actually going to help these people. This is Secret Black People Meeting. We'll be right back with our special guest, Thayvi Ganeshalingham.
Shout out to Small Talk. We're doing an episode on Small Talk.
Small Talk, baby. Bang, bang.
Hey! Bye! Hey guys, I'm back.
All right, I'm ready, but people want to play on their phones. Welcome back, everybody. What you just saw was a clip for the new show, Small Talk, on the channel with Lila Hart. It's a great, funny show. Check it out. She has some great social media influencers and different people on the show, so you'll definitely like it. But right now, we have a very special guest in the building.
You call me special.
Yeah, don't get used to it. You are. She is special. She is very, very special. She dear to my heart, great guest. Thayvi, how the fuck do you pronounce your last name? This shit long as hell. Her name has to be on the whole screen. I'm gonna try it. It's Thayvi Ganeshalingham.
Nailed it.
Is that it?
Nailed
it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
First try.
She's not all the way black, so she got a weird ass last name. But yeah, that's cool though. I love diversity, right? Diversity is king nowadays, you know.
Do you?
It's the trendy thing to do.
Trendy, right? Like I haven't been.
Brown people have been around for a long time. Just letting y'all know, Mindy Kaling isn't the first Indian person on the planet. But yeah, Thayvi, you are not all the way black.
No, I'm not. You want to know a fun fact?
What is that?
So I'm half Sri Lankan.
That's dope.
And they speak Tamil. I'm like Sri Lankan Tamil. It is the oldest language in the world. So no, they haven't been around for just a short period of time. They've been around for a long ass.
Say something in the language.
I don't know how to speak it. My daddy didn't teach me.
Then what was the point of bringing it up?
Because you were just saying Mindy Kaling isn't the first Indian woman or whatever. I was trying to help your point.
You on a show gonna talk about this big language and then not know how to speak it. That's just come on. No.
That is true, but
I think this is the first show she's ever been on, guys. Wow. I'm gonna bring something really cool up and not be able to deliver.
That is usually how my stories go. Has nothing to do with acting. That's just my fault.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
I've been good. I've been doing really well. I've been working on a couple of little web series, a couple that my friends have been producing. Okay. We produced a film together.
We did.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Thayvi is really good at what she does. She's a really good actress. She's also really good on the production side. Filmed a movie this summer that'll be out this next summer. And Thayvi was one of the head producers on the movie. She did a great job. She did a great job. I honestly do not think that movie would have got made if it wasn't for her. I didn't have to stress out as much.
You don't gotta say all those things just because you're on camera. But
no, it's the truth. It's the truth. I gotta give you your props.
It was fun.
You did your thing on set.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, it was good.
It was a fun time.
Well, I mean, it helps when you have a really cool script. You know, it keeps you motivated, interesting. And
that I wrote.
That you wrote. So
pretty good at this thing, guys. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. The bank account doesn't really show just yet.
It doesn't reflect your actual talent.
No, but
not yet.
I'm pretty damn good with the computer. I'm pretty damn good, man. But yeah, it's just like, so I got a little rapport with Thayvi. We worked on another movie.
Oh yeah, actually that's how we first met.
Yeah, you played the lead in a movie that I wrote.
Another one. That was the first one you wrote.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like,
it's called, for those who are
Induced Effect.
Induced Effect.
If you actually watched the show, you saw the trailer like months ago.
Oh, dope.
We put it on the show. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny thinking about Induced Effect because like I wasn't as immersed in comedy as I am now. So like I just really wish I could have like another crack at that.
Yeah.
Because like I really didn't know what I was doing when I wrote that. I just wrote it. But now it's just like I understand kind of filmmaking a lot more now and just different comedic timing and all this kind of stuff. Like I wish I had another crack at it. But hey, there'll be more in the future.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show like your talent because that was your first and it was still quality.
Yeah.
And you're only growing from there on out. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And then Invite Only, that was a really good script.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're doing a good job.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you. Usually the guests don't really. You can tell she's not a comedian. She came on here and complimented me and was nice and everything. All comedians are assholes. So
that is true.
So that's cool. Yeah,
I have only had one time up on stage performing stand-up.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
That was the craziest moment. I literally, so back to the first film that we did together, which was Induced Effect. Mm-hmm. The director, shout out to Rashid Stevens, was going to work on some of his what do you call them? Some of your material shit. That's the word. So we went up to Marty's and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go up to Marty's. You want to come see some other comedians stuff like that?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. Sounds cool. Sounds fun." Mm-hmm. We get there and he's like, "Oh, I want you to go up on stage." And I was like, "Oh, what?"
That's funny.
No, it wasn't. I was shitting my pants. I was like, "What do you mean you want me to go on stage? I don't have any material prepared. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never in my life have done stand-up before, like at all."
Right.
He's like, "It's okay, just go up there." And
it's not easy.
It's not easy, and I knew it wasn't easy. And I have tremendous respect for those who actually go up there and kill it because I know how difficult it is. Yeah. So anyway, he was like, but what can I say? I can't say no. I just met this guy. He's the director of this film that I'm doing. Yeah. I give him a little too much credit. I could have just said no. I could have just said no. But you know what? I'm fucking glad I didn't because I went up there. I told a couple stories that actually had a beginning, middle, and end, and one of them even had a punchline.
Did it have a punchline for real, or do you think it had a punchline?
Someone got up out of my set and walked out.
Oh, that's...
So it was all good.
This is over. No, this is LA, dude. Like, me and Eric talk about it all the time. Like, half the battle of being an LA comedian is just getting people to listen to you.
That's
You're
true.
gonna be telling, like, if you really do comedy, you're gonna be telling jokes to rooms full of 2 people. Like, that's just...
Yeah. Well, and it was Marty's. It's literally a room for you to exercise your creative muscle, for you to work on material, see what works, what doesn't. So it's all other working comedians in there. Walking in. I know you know, but not everybody who's listening knows. So I'm trying to explain it for the viewers, okay?
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, it was good. But the point of the story is, when I got off that stage, like the thrill, the high you have, is the only thing I can compare to is when I used to perform theater, and when I would get off stage after doing my scene, like, oh, it's the most amazing feeling, you know?
Yeah,
because you feed off the audience, their vibe, you know, and it's just nothing like it.
How long did you do theater?
My whole life. I've been doing theater since I was a little tank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just moved out here a couple year and a half, a couple years ago now.
Okay.
It's coming up on 2 years, to try my hand at film and television, see how that goes.
Yeah.
Right now it's been mostly film, which is cool.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, a little web series, but I do miss theater. I miss the stage. Being on, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different thing you're doing on stage, but being on stage in front of people and having that immediate like reaction, feedback from the audience, it's.
Have you thought about getting into like a theater company or something out here?
It's tricky, you know, and they want people who could sing.
You can't sing?
I can dance, I can act, but that's singing, that's a whole nother game.
I can sing. It's not that hard.
Yeah, but can you sing well? Anyone can sing.
See,
but
I
can
didn't
you sing?
I didn't say all that. I can sing.
Yeah, so no, I don't know. And honestly, if I were to do it, I'd either go back to San Francisco or go out to New York.
Okay.
You know, if I'm here in LA, I'm going to do the LA thing.
Okay.
And I really would like to break into television.
Yeah.
I like film, but
It's good money in TV.
Cool.
There's good money in TV right now. Let's go.
And quality of TV has changed.
Yeah, it's so much different, and I love it because it's a lot different. It's a lot of different platforms now. Where
Can you talk about streaming platforms?
Or
when you say you're talking about streaming platforms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of become this rival to like regular TV and cable and all that. So I think like cable's having to compete with streaming platforms, and streaming platforms are kind of forcing them to change stuff.
Right. But so we have a certain amount of streaming platforms, but more being added. Disney wants to have their own streaming platform.
That's interesting.
It's gonna become going back to when we just had like TV channels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what it's going
only
back to.
reverting back to what we already started. So
it's just gonna be more accessible on the internet now.
Yeah, but I mean, it was nice when it's just a couple. Like that's the whole idea, right? Like I don't want to pay for like 10 different streaming services.
No, I don't either. I can't pay for one. So.
You can't even afford that. What, $7.99? What's Netflix now? $9.99?
That's the only one I have.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just saying.
And it makes my account overdrawn. I was about to boycott like Monique, so I love Meryl Streep though.
Who doesn't?
I love Meryl Streep. She can sneeze and she gets nominated for an Oscar now. So, I'm not. But here's the thing: I'm not mad at it because she's Meryl Streep.
Right.
So hey.
Yeah, but okay.
But she's the most nominated performer of all time, right? For in the Oscars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, but so I mean, so there's Meryl Streep, right? But if it was anybody else, you'd have an issue with it.
Hell yeah, I'd have an issue with it. Because they're not Meryl Streep. Just like when they were trying to nominate Jennifer Lawrence for every single thing she was doing. I'm like, chill, dog. She okay.
Yeah, but when are we gonna have the next Meryl Streep though? You know what I mean? If you constantly have an issue,
we do have the next Meryl Streep. He's a black guy though. Sterling K. Brown's getting nominated for everything.
Oh my god!
He's my favorite actor. He's my favorite actor.
I love Sterling. If I could meet Sterling,
I
I know you have. So I respect that you have. And you keep reposting a picture like, "Hey, throwback." Oh, you remember that one time I met Sterling K. Brown?
Hey,
I
might post it tomorrow.
And why didn't you even smile in that picture?
Because it's cool.
Oh my gosh! Did you know like last week it literally was a trending hashtag black men smile.
I saw that.
You know?
I saw that.
We need to encourage our black men, our black kings to smile more, okay? Be inviting, show your teeth,
Why?
okay? Because not everything has to be all cool, too cool for school, and
I'm smiling
all
right
that.
now. I make people laugh. I don't need to smile all the time.
That kind of attitude, like, you know what I mean? Like, not everything has to be this, like, football picture where no one's smiling. You know, like, shit, show your teeth. It's sexy.
I don't even think he smiled in the picture, though.
Sterling?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He didn't show his teeth, but he doesn't have to.
All right, then.
You ain't Sterling K. Brown.
Nah, it was just a cool photo, because I was talking to him,
Yeah.
and then he was just like, you want to take a picture? And I was like, yeah.
And he offered?
Yeah, he offered, because, and this is one thing I've learned about celebrities in Hollywood. If you just see them at a restaurant
Just
or
chilling.
something, or chilling or whatever, leave them alone.
Yeah.
But when they're in these environments where it's like kind of like private, or because where I met him was a party for after party. He's in the movie about Thurgood Marshall. It's a really good movie. Y'all should check it out. Really good. And so he was just there, and I just wanted to talk to him. He and his wife were over there, because I got to talk to Chadwick Boseman too. He was really cool. We talked for a couple minutes, and he told me some things.
Well, so I guess I maybe need to start hanging out with you more.
Oh, so that's why you can hang out with me, so you can be famous people. Oh my god.
Not famous people, okay? Sterling K. Brown, famous.
He's famous.
No, I know, but it's not just any famous person. If you were telling me, I'm not going to name out names. Like, that's not good. That's bad juju.
Right, no names.
Okay, I'm not going to shit talk on any famous people, but I'm just saying, like, it's Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, he's
Chadwick.
dope. And he's really nice, too. He's just a really nice guy.
Of course he
His
is.
wife was really nice, and I talked to him for a little bit. But yeah, he was like, you want to
Yeah.
take a picture? Because my friend was standing there, and he was like, you want to take a picture? And I was like, phone, here. I'm not passing up this opportunity.
No, you're not going to be like that little kid in the Super Bowl trying to fumble with his phone, trying to figure out how to turn the front camera on so he can take that picture with
Right?
Justin Timberlake.
That was crazy.
That was funny.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're an actor? Okay, well, you're never going to make it.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, no one's trying to be the next Meryl Streep. Like, shit, we're just trying to work and get paid for
Yeah,
it, too. You
I know people that are just working actors that have
Yeah.
families that you would never know who they are. But
Exactly.
They act and they make money.
These stories from working actors, because you realize there are hundreds of thousands of them, and you wouldn't even recognize them if you crossed them on the street.
Right.
You know,
Right.
You're not like when you have a friend. For those who are actors, then you're like, oh well, my niece or my aunt or my this or my that, they're an actor, and like, okay, well, what have I seen them in? Like, they're not gonna be
Exactly.
Jennifer Lawrence. They're not gonna be Sterling K. Brown.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And,
Oh no. Eric,
hey, crew.
we need your assistance.
He's like a guy who does like lighting on shows and stuff like that. And he always tells me, if there's anything that you want to do as much as acting, do that other thing. Because acting is not for you. You need to have 120% of your soul and dedication and commitment in it, or else you're never gonna make it anywhere.
I remember
That's true.
You know I think it's called like Paley Fest or something, where like
Yeah, I love
all
Paley
the
Fest.
TV shows come and they
Mhm.
basically kind of like talk to marketers and all this kind of thing. They do presentations. So I had some friends that went 2 years ago, and so Empire, it was back when Empire was really hot. So Lee Daniels was talking, and this little kid asked him a question. He was like, what should I do to become like an actor on TV? And Lee Daniels goes, quit. And he tells this 12-year-old kid, quit, because he's like, it's really hard, and you're gonna have to do a lot of things you're not gonna want to do, and so like, quit. And so basically, some people asked him about it. He was like, well, basically what I was trying to do is I was telling this kid he should quit, because in his mind he was like, okay, well, maybe I should quit, maybe I should do it, and it's not for him. And I think that's really entertainment, because I always joke about it, like in LA, you can have these moments where like you can be up here, like something crazy good will happen, and then the next day you're back down here.
Yes.
And so like it's tough. Like you really got to be grounded in something else other than comedy or acting and stuff, because all you do is deal with rejection day after day after day after day after day.
Acting is like 10% talent, 10% luck, and 80% patience. Like, you will always be waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 100% who you know.
Yeah, because I have a friend. She did an audition for a role on Blackish. Killed the audition. Got an email the next day. Hey, the producer wants to put his friend in the role. Thanks though.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it works.
And that's the thing too, because you can't equate rejection from a role as a reflection on your talent.
On your talent, yeah.
It has nothing to do with that. There's all these little factors and stuff that are come into play when deciding, especially network television.
Yeah. Who
can play the part, and sometimes you just might miss that one thing, and it's okay. Like, it happens to every single working actor, and it's not your fault. You just didn't fit.
Yeah.
You could be the most talented. You could be, well, not Meryl Streep. They'll pick you if you're Meryl Streep, but you know what I mean?
But she got passed over for a lot of things in her beginning. If you look at her story, she said she was ready to quit. She got passed on like a lot of things. And now she's one of the most decorated actors ever. So.
Yeah, she literally was coming home for an audition. She was in like the Metro and coming home from audition of them telling her that she was too ugly for the part.
Yeah, I remember
that story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like just you
will
always be handling pushback. You just gotta push back.
Because eventually, I feel like if you work hard enough, eventually something's gonna pop.
Of
I feel like something because I always hear these stories about all these people who were like halfway packed up about to leave LA, and then something happens. Like that movie, The Post, that Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks.
Don't tell me what happened because I still have yet to watch it now.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
But the girl who wrote the script a year and a half ago, she's about to leave LA. She said nothing was happening the way she wanted it. She wasn't getting paid to write, and she just couldn't find any writer's jobs. And then she was about to leave, and then her and I guess a friend who was a writing partner kind of started writing some things about the story that was The Post. And I guess they got in front of the right person. They're like, all right, we want to make this movie, not knowing Steven Spielberg was going to direct it eventually. And they wrote the script. Steven Spielberg's company buys it, and it's just like she was 18 months away from leaving LA for good, and now she's nominated for an Oscar with her writing. So it's just like, like I always tell people, like, dude, like, just hold on, like, you never know what can happen. That's like the ugly and beauty thing about Hollywood is anything can happen at any moment.
Yeah, so, I mean, half the guests on this podcast that I was just mentioning have like even more dramatic stories or versions of that story where it's like I literally was just like, I quit, I give up, I don't want to do this anymore, and then their manager calls them and was like, I have an audition for you, like I don't even want to go to the audition. I don't want to see it. No, go, and then they go and then they book their TV series or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like you can't give up because the only actor who isn't an actor is the actor that quits. Anyway,
Cool. We'll take a break on that one. That's
All right, let's do that.
That's dope.
Right.
All right, so you'll see a commercial for Blunts and Brunch with Arthur Hampton. Very funny. Hilarious guest. Mike Menendez is on this episode, so go check it out.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, those guys, those like drug dealing rappers would always talk about Scarface, and I would always hear those raps and be like, did these guys like turn off the movie after that montage where it's like they're acting like the guy never actually died.
They just don't want to like know.
I feel like all those guys that love Scarface, like it's like old yellow for them. They want to pause right before shit goes bad. Just like where he marries the girl and he has a tiger, they turn off and go, well, that's Scarface, all right.
Great fucking movie.
Time to lay down these tracks.
My life's gonna be great.
My wrist. So you put your wrist like this and push this one down. Push your left one down. Your other one, or your right one, sorry. I can't push this down.
What'd you do?
It's like to reverse. I broke it like a year ago, and it healed by itself. And then I think I was carrying like too much of heavy plates.
So you just can't do that?
I can't do this. I can do this, but I can't do this. It just doesn't fucking go down anymore.
It's gross.
And tell me about it. It hurts like a bitch. This is the actors. This is a struggling artist. Okay?
Or maybe you just made a mistake. That's what that is. I don't really know if that's about being an actor.
So what I'm saying, struggling actor needs a job to support life.
That could happen to anybody that works at a restaurant. It doesn't have anything to do with you acting. Thayvi, how'd you mess up your wrist? Well, I'm an actress and I was working at this restaurant. No, nigga, you was just working at a restaurant.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't have to be working at that restaurant if I was already a successful actor. I'm a struggling actor, so I gotta work at the restaurant. And I broke my fucking wrist. It won't move.
And we're back. That was a clip for Blunts and Brunch with Arthur Hamilton. Very funny guy. Very funny episode. He has all the best guests. They get high, they laugh, and go watch it. It's a good show. But we're back talking to Thayvi about navigating the entertainment industry. One cool thing that comes out this week, We were talking about Black Panther.
Yeah.
Comes out this week. I'm very excited about the movie. It comes out on my birthday.
Happy birthday, Niles.
So if you want to send the niggas some tickets.
Oh
for
shit,
free,
that's embarrassing. You can edit that out?
Yeah, why did you do that?
Yeah, leave it in. Show the people. It's the real me.
I don't think there was any confusion. But yeah, Black Panther comes out this week. How are you feeling about that?
I'm stoked.
Are you like a big like Marvel
I
comic
am
person?
a big Marvel person.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are just excited about Black Panther, which is cool too.
Which is cool too, for whatever reasons. Now, I will admit, because I'm not going to, act like I know things that I don't.
Uh-huh.
I don't know much about Black Panther in the comic book.
I don't either.
So, I'm big on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and here my nerd side's going to come out pretty strong.
Go for it.
But, they haven't told us much in the Cinematic Universe. I do read comic books. I haven't read any of the Black Panther comic books.
I read one. It was pretty cool.
Was it pretty cool?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've only read one comic book where he was kind of like in it. It was like focusing on a different superhero, but
okay.
Because my favorite superhero is Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
And so that's really all my comic books that I have. I'm focusing on Iron Man,
That's cool.
OG when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I'm stoked to see where this is gonna go, the storyline. I'm stoked for the Black community.
Yeah.
Having a Black superhero that's more than just like Luke Cage. Like I'm stoked that they're finally making moves towards like a more diverse cast of superheroes. Like we said before, progress is slow, but it's progress.
It's progress. Yeah.
My sister we were literally texting the other day. She's like, "What are we gonna wear?" And I'm like, "We're gonna wear all of our African garb." You know what I'm saying?
What African garb do you have?
What African garb? She's like, what African clothes
What
you have?
African?
And I was like, I got none.
You just need to go up there in some regular clothes.
No, but
Don't do that. Please don't do that.
That's not cultural appropriation, right? Because I'm half Black. Oh God, but no, but I'm stoked. Like it's just like I can't even like put it into words. You know what I mean?
I'm excited.
Just alone, just like cultural representation.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest piece alone that makes me really excited about
Yeah,
it.
it represents so much because this is something we haven't really had since Wesley Snipes played Blade. And I think it'll open the door for a lot of things because they always say like, oh, Black movies don't travel overseas. Mm-hmm. This one will.
It is the of all the Marvel films, this one has sold the most pre-sale tickets.
Wow, really? Okay.
Of any Marvel film, and Marvel is $1 billion business. So think about that. Like
that's crazy.
People are stoked for this film.
I was talking to some comedians on Thursday. They already got like they locked up like 3-4 rows in the movie theater and everything.
Damn,
like that.
really?
So I know some people really doing it big, hosting events.
That's awesome.
And I saw something where somebody was throwing like a dance party for after the movie and stuff. So it's just like Afro. It's like an Afro beat dance party thing. So I'm really excited. I'm glad it's I've heard good reviews. I've heard it's the best. Some people saying it's the best Marvel movie they've made. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Ryan Coogler fan as a filmmaker because he did Fruitvale Station when I was in high school. And that kind of shaped how I looked at what film can do and the stories that can be told. And to see him go from doing a movie, because no other Marvel film director has done a movie about, like, a political movie about a man who was, wrongly shot by the police on a train station. That was a real story and brought it to life and did a great job with that. He went from that to making a Marvel movie. And so it's just like, I feel like he's the right guy to helm the first, like, big Black superhero for Marvel because he can bring some of that social commentary and that, like, integrity to, the script and the movie and all those kind of things. I'm a huge Ryan Coogler fan. I think the dude is probably the most talented filmmaker, like, alive right now.
This is some strong words.
Hey, he's amazing.
This is some strong words. Okay.
I'm
not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that's some high praise.
Everything he's done so far has been a success. And so, and the things he's done haven't been easy. He did an indie film about something that's very touchy. Then he did a reboot with a character that didn't even exist until they pitched the script that he wrote. Mm-hmm. That could have gone really, really bad. Mm-hmm. A reboot of Rocky, like that could have gone really bad.
That sounds like it could have gone really bad,
But it didn't. It did great, and they're making a sequel. And then he's making a huge box office budget movie about a black superhero. Those are three movies that all could have been, that are all really bad, and all could go really bad and have a lot of pressure attached. Because what if Black Panther sucked? That would be really.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What if it was like Batman versus Superman?
Oh my oh my god.
So bad.
It's not just here we have a female superhero and we're going to throw a female director in there because it needs to be a female. It's a talented woman.
She's the best person for the job.
Because it's sure. I mean, because if look, what would you say if there was a man more qualified? You're like, okay, well, it's either between a woman just because she was a woman,
right,
or a man who's talented, has the know-how, the knowledge, the history, the track record,
and that's always the argument. Right. That's always the argument, but and like when people do make that argument, they try to act like there aren't women out there that are qualified to do it. And that's really the problem with representation and inclusion is the people who are a part of minority groups that are qualified to do it aren't given a voice or a platform to show that they can. So if you're not even giving me the opportunity to show you that I can do it, I'm never gonna get the big Marvel job. I'm never gonna get the action movie or big action comedy because you wouldn't even fund my movie that only costs $500,000 to make. Yeah. And so that it starts at the lower level, and that's why we need bigger executives. Where do you see this? Because I think diversity and inclusion is like a big, and female empowerment is a big thing right now. Where do you see this going? Do you see it sticking and solidifying as this is something we're doing in the entertainment industry? Or do you think Hollywood's just kind of pandering to people's feelings right now and they're hoping it's going to fizzle out?
Well, it's interesting because I was actually having this conversation with the same friend I was mentioning about earlier. He's he's been in the entertainment business for decades, for a very long time, and he feels that we're a lot closer to equality amongst those in the entertainment business than the media will portray. And that is one thing that is important to understand is that what the media portrays. I'm not talking about fake news. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what the media portrays is definitely twisted. And it's not always entirely accurate about how people are feeling or what the majority is feeling like. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Because, newsflash, the majority is pretty moderate when it comes to any issue. So it's not like you have a huge group of people who are like the media likes to focus on the extremes. Yes. And the extremists and act as if that's normal, and it's not. So he was telling me we're actually a lot closer to, it's normalized where we have females in higher positions and directorial positions and things like that, and we're not so far off for that being the standard. And so I was like, well, that's really interesting because for somebody who's new to the entertainment industry, a lot of what I see and hear is what's in the media, what's on social media. Right. That's not what there's being said. Yeah. So
I definitely see what you're saying.
I am hoping, obviously, for progress. I am expecting it to happen. A lot of my cynicism that it won't happen anytime soon stems from the shit I hear in the news. It just makes it sound as if okay, I thought we were close, but then maybe we're not so close.
And there's also just waiting for what your friend's saying is when are the numbers going to reflect that? Exactly. Because Color of Change is a nonprofit organization in entertainment, and they did a report. They did the research for 2 years. They broke down every streaming platform, every broadcast network, every cable network, every show, everything. They laid all their research out so you can even look at it. 4.8 of writers in television are black. That's not a lot. that's 6 niggas. That's a basketball team. And it was showing where most writers, I think over 80% of writers' rooms in TV have white showrunners, and a small percentage of those writers' rooms have at least one black writer, and even lower, I think it was less than 2% have more than one black writer in the room. But every black showrunner that has a writer's room, there's multiple white writers in the room because they're saying how black writers usually just hire on who can just write the best. And so
say that again?
every writer's room that had a black showrunner, there was multiple white writers. So Ava DuVernay's room for Queen Sugar had like 4 to 6 white writers in the room. And it's a show with an all-black cast, but it's got like 6 white writers on it. So all these different shows where you have black people in it, there's still white perspective in the rooms. I think that's actually a good thing to have.
Yeah,
because I
of
think
course.
it's good to have all perspectives. But shows where it's not any black people on it that may have 1 black writer, or they might have 2. It's not the same thing reciprocated.
I see. Yeah.
And so it broke it down to that. And then with directing, it's even worse. I mean, I think last year there were multiple studios that didn't have 1 film directed by a woman. And so it was like less than 2% of studio movies were directed by women. And so it's like when people see those statistics, it gets to be like it's one of those like discouraging things.
Yeah.
And so it's just like.
But don't be discouraged.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
We are moving forward.
Because you never know, somebody that reads that report can be the woman that changes that later. And so like we were saying, it kind of starts in these executive positions, people who can make the decisions. And so, because I mean, you can look at most websites for these networks and these studios and just straight up look at it. Everybody that's on the board of trustees and the executives are old and white, and so it doesn't really reflect the people that are paying for the TV and paying for the film. So when that changes, maybe we'll see different things. So, but and not every black person has money like Oprah. So,
well, I mean, speaking entertainment industry, it's wherever the money is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So.
And
that's why
I'm excited for a movie like Black Panther that can
yes.
show, hey, we can do this. We can do this just as good as you can. So,
yeah,
I'm excited. I'm good. Don't wear, if you're not African, don't be up there wearing dashikis, acting a fool. And don't be up there. Don't be in line at the movie theater speaking in cliques and shit.
Oh shit!
Don't be doing that. Just go see the movie and enjoy the movie.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna enjoy the movie. Black people don't be in there frying chicken and talking loud and
their KFC buckets.
Dude, I just had a movie. I'm not gonna name the theater because as soon as I say the city, you're gonna know there's a bunch of black people in there. But I smelled some fried food in the theater, and I was just like, "Come on, we done came so far as a people, and you gonna set us back by having some fried food in the thing." Come on, man. But no, it's just like, hey, but to be honest though, black people, go see Black Panther, go be loud.
Even if you're not black, go see Black Panther, go be loud.
Yeah, be loud in the theater, talk, laugh, whatever, I don't care.
You know?
You can watch it on Netflix later with subtitles, be loud, I don't care.
Give Black Panther the money he deserves, because
he
deserves it.
I think it's going to open up like 150, so. Because they were saying it was going to open up to 120, but I was like, you know black people RSVP late, so.
They'll come through.
So they're going to come through.
Barack Obama.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, listen.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
And happy early birthday, Niles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The Jordan year, I'm 23. No,
shit.
In fact, the LeBron year, F Jordan. So I'm 20. I'm gonna be 23 this upcoming week. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited. I'm a miss 22. I like 22.
Oh my god, you're so young.
It was cool. Oh, okay.
Oh, to be young again.
You're 24. What are you talking about? Shut up.
But with these curls and these braces, I look 12.
Yeah, exactly. So don't come for me.
All right. So, what's your outro like?
This is my show, so let me do what I do.
Okay.
Thank you. No, right now we're gonna do my segment, my favorite segment. A lot of people love it. It gets a lot of love. It's called Sounds About White. Where we talk about things that sound a little white. Okay. So apparently there is an Ivy League professor at Princeton that used the N-word during his lectures. Basically, he proposed, he's one of those anthropologists, white dudes, too smart for his own good, or at least thinks he is. And he basically proposed this question to his class, and he was like, what's more provocative? A white person walking up to a black man and punching him in the face? One thing that'll never happen. And then 2, a white person walking up to a black man and saying the N-word. And instead of just saying the N-word, this nigga said the N-word.
But not just the N-word, he dropped the hard R.
The hard R. And so students weren't cool with that. And so some people try to defend him, saying like, "Oh, well, he's been doing this for a long time." Yeah, that makes it better. Is slavery like not as bad because it was only a couple hundred years and not 600? Like no, and so he's one of these dudes that's like feels like he's so woke and words don't have power. And it's just like, yeah, you don't think the word nigger has power because nobody's called you that before. And so I don't appreciate this guy doing this and saying this, and because I think when someone that's not black just casually says that like that in a setting with students, it's supposed to be a professional setting, he kind of takes power from the word, and so you'll have students that are non-black being like, oh, well, the professor said it was part of the syllabus, so it's really not that big of a deal. Nah, nigga, don't let your professor get your ass whooped. That's all I'm saying. And so it's just like, and these anthropologists and these white scientists and all these things, they try to like break things down. It's like, no, dog, you just want an excuse to be racist. He knew what he was doing, and apparently he's Jewish. And so when come on, man. And so he said something. I guess he was like, well, somebody was like, well, he says anti-Semitic things all the time to kind of bring that. Well, yeah, because he's Jewish. Like, I wouldn't say anti-Semitic things on this show because I'm not a part of that community. And that's not a responsibility of mine to talk about those things. I would talk about it with somebody. I wouldn't use certain slurs or terms and stuff because that's damaging or it's offensive to people of that community.
Because it holds a history of, oppression.
Exactly. And so, like, a lot of people, with the N-word is one of these things where they don't understand the history and they don't understand the damaging things that comes with it because they don't have family. Like, I have family in Louisiana. I have family that was killed by the KKK. I have family that had trees and crosses burned in their yards. I had family that was sharecroppers. My granddad, at 6 years old, was sharecropping and cleaning houses for white people. So when white people use the N-word, those are the kind of things I think about.
Okay, pause. May I pause? What do you say to the people who say, okay, that happened to your grandparents, but that didn't happen to you?
But it affects me, though.
How? What do you say to those people?
Well, it comes with a sort of privilege. All right, so my family sharecropped in Alabama and Louisiana, where other white families were able to read and invest and go to college and do all these things. So my family's always going to be a couple rungs on the ladder lower. And so, and my thing is, white privilege doesn't always deal with economics and financial things, but that's kind of like the easiest thing to talk about. But it's just
illustrate.
Yeah, illustrate. But it's also just like my family has always been under threat of being killed, literally because of their skin color and because of that word. White families have never had to deal with that before, ever, and they're never going to have to because of white supremacy, privilege, all these different things. And so my dad, and it's crazy. It blows my mind to this day. My dad's the first man in my family with the last name Abston where his job to make money wasn't sharecropping. That's crazy, and I'm his son. This isn't
dad?
Yeah. This isn't stuff 300 years ago.
Yeah.
My granddad was a sharecropper, and his family sharecropped and all these different things. And sharecropping was literally just an extension of slavery. And so it's just like the hindrances in education and money and living and redlining and gerrymandering and all these kind of things are all kind of wrapped up in the N-word because it's kind of a representation of all that kind of thing. And so like the N-word now is used as like a term of endearment and things like that. That kind of really started like in the late 80s and things. And I think that's cool within black people because it's like taking something dirty or negative and turning it something into positive for us, for people who are related to people that went through that. Because I've read studies where they said like there's black people that have hereditary like trauma like in their DNA because of chattel slavery, of all the rape and beating and killings and all these kind of things. So if you're black, you might have trauma and mental health issues passed down through your family. And so I'm just like, yeah, we should be able to say nigga if we got to deal with all that shit. And you don't, so no, don't say nigga if you're not a nigga. That's literally, it's as simple as that. And people, and I think really
try to push the boundaries.
Yeah, and it literally comes down to, I don't want to do that. That's really what it is, because it's not hard to not say it. It's just like I would never say that. I have gay friends and I know gay people. I would never say the F word.
Yeah.
What sense do I have saying that? What reasoning do I have saying that? There's no reason for me to say that as a slur or in a joke or fun. There's no point in me saying that. I'm not a part of that community. They've expressed that's offensive to them. So why would I say it? Yeah. And it's really just a respect thing. It's out of respect. And that's another problem, that we live in an anti-black country, so the respect isn't really there.
So that's why people ask questions about why can't we say the N-word.
Exactly. And a lot of times they know.
Of course they know.
Yeah, because
it's just one opportunity to say it.
Yeah, I I think America gives white people like too much credit, like they don't know stuff. White people ain't stupid. Come on, like white people are very smart people. Right? They understand. They do things. They, like you said, they try to push the boundaries and they try to do these things. And it's really been a big thing in like white millennial culture, because I guess it's kind of this thing like, oh, we didn't know. Yeah, you did. You did. So yeah, if you're not a nigga, don't say the nigga. That's really down. That's down to it. This Princeton professor, I hope he gets fired. I don't like him. Haven't met the dude, but I don't like him. I was too good for Ivy League schools, so I didn't go. So I don't really know what goes on in Ivy League schools. I was too good to go to college out there.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. I'm stoked to see Black Panther. Oh my god,
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be real good.
Don't wear dashiki, especially you. Don't do that. Don't wear dashiki. I'm gonna wear my dashiki though.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm Cameroonian, dog.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, okay, this is super off topic, but I just got one of those Ancestry.
What was yours?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
So when I do it, I'll come back and I'll let you know.
Let me know. Yeah, I did. My sister did mine, and we were like 70-something% Cameroonian, and then the rest Choctaw Indian.
Was it Ancestry.com's little kit, or was it something different?
I think it was Ancestry.com.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll try. Well, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'm looking
Cameroonian and Choctaw, so hopefully I'm like related to Joel Embiid. That would be pretty dope. I think he's awesome. But yeah, this has been a really good episode of Secret Black People Meeting. I have my special guest, Thayvi. There's her last name.
You know it. You
I don't
said
feel
it.
like saying it. My jaw is just, I'm trying to say.
Because you've been talking so much bullshit.
No.
Anyway, Thayvi Ganeshalingham, Niles Abston. Over and out? What you do?
Don't ever. Did you just say over and out?
What do you say? How do you say goodbye?
What is this? Kim Possible? What is wrong with you?
Speaking of
over
which,
and out.
they're making a live action movie
I know.
of Kim Possible.
No, Disney has my phone book because 2 weeks ago I was telling my friend Basilio at his apartment I would love to write and direct a live action movie about Kim Possible, about her graduating high school and becoming a secret agent. Full time. Week later, Disney's making a live action movie. Come on.
You know that FBI agent in your phone probably has a little connection.
The government
with Disney.
is listening.
Always.
And Disney, I want to share the profit. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, this has been a good episode. I'm going to keep drinking this beer. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.